Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 18th of October. Looking at the euro dollar first, and well, things didn't really pick up at all yesterday and finally hit my weekly pivot, so that was that out of the way. Phew, I don't need to talk about it anymore. Well, maybe I do. So where to today? I'm just looking right back to these bodies. Now we've been through this level before. Question is, of course, can it find support where it's sitting at the moment? There's the EU summit today. Of course, Brexit's highly on the agenda. There was discussions last night, speeches at the mill last night, or post-mill, pre-mill even. Which didn't really set the world full of excitement for sure. It's a sticky L1 today. Maybe we'll be sort of breaking back towards those absolute more nearer the lows there into the weekly S1 area now, the way the price is running. Looking at 60-minute chart, well, I've got the daily pivots on this one. And that in itself, if we can plant ourselves here, if we can break through the 60-minute 8, perhaps we could be on for the daily pivot here. But it is in a downward trend. I'd almost prefer to be the other way around on that. I was going to suggest selling into the 60-21s, but they've been tested and they were mauled pretty much yesterday, and the price sort of pushed through them a few times. So, although it may still have an effect, we'll see. But at the moment, an erring of possible retracement on the break of this level through the 8 moving average. Now, if we fail to see that and it starts selling off, well, I think it'll just be selling on some sort of retrace, but with a targets down towards the, as I say, the weekly S1 and maybe the lows of those shoulders there. So, outlook weak at the moment unless things change. Cable sold off as well. Still, from a daily point of view, it's still above my trend line there, but it's forever coming back down towards making a shoulder to the right hand side here, and you've got left shoulder, body, or head even, and right shoulder kicking in here. We may yet get back down there. It's maybe finding support off the daily 34 where we're sitting, 4 hourly 200. Again, sold off pretty much yesterday. It seems it's the same sort of bar as the euro at the moment, and same idea above us with the daily pivot above. So there is the possibilities if it can settle out. And again, if you was looking at this, and I refer the euro generally, although I should perhaps having seen some of the price action on the pound, it's been better than the euro of late on the bullish side, but we'll see. With comments coming out EU summit, both these markets could be quite volatile at times today. But to break the 60-minute 8 again may give us a sort of heads up that we may see a bigger correction. Otherwise, it's a case of watching there and waiting for retracements if it continues to sell. Dollar yen. Dollar yen, well, another update yesterday. Today, well, it's run back towards ticked off its weekly pivot. Okay, I'm not going to be talking about weekly pivots tomorrow by the looks of it. They've all been done now. So weekly pivot ticked off, reversal into that at the moment. It's softening where it sits at the moment. So again, we could see a correction here. This would correlate with the pound and the euro if they were to push up, and if we see this selling off a bit, but there's not always been that much in the way of correlation of late. Well, looking at it, it's already into its daily pivot here. For the upside possibility, we just watch this hourly bar really and see what happens. It does look with a higher lows, higher highs pushing in there, that it could continue to the upside. Maybe a bit of patience here. Wait for price itself to be below that daily pivot, and closing below the daily pivot may see a continuation to the downside. So just a bit of patience needed there as well. Aussie dollar data wasn't too good through the Asian session there. It's come back right off yesterday. Just looking through 4 hourly, it's had a bit of a mixture going on here. Through the current session there, it rallied earlier on towards the news, and then as the news came out it sold off a bit, but what did it? No, it actually moved up on the news there. Unemployment rate dropped down to quite a bit there, to 5% from 5.3, so some positive aspects there, but selling off all the same at the moment and sort of leading the charge there to the downside. Already caught the daily pivot. Where to now? Well, if it continues running through this way, maybe it looks a little bit softer than the pound and the euro. Could be back down. Still hasn't touched that weekly pivot. Could be targeting. I knew I'd get a weekly pivot in somewhere. There we go. This one hasn't been caught yet. It got air kissed early on Monday, but still got the potential to be hit on the downside there. So just need to watch price action post 8 o'clock. And finally, the Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar, beautiful bullish pivot swing there, and well follow through. And current price action now, I've been looking at lower highs, lower lows, but it could still run into towards its monthly R1 here, and still be in the downward trend. So it's a possibility. It's had a fair old run on the 4 hourlies here. Maybe we're due a red bar amongst that, so be careful. It certainly had a big run up there. Just watch out for any reversals. The daily pivot is below. It may be a big ask from where it is at the moment, but anything, if it starts breaking that 8, just watch it back to the 21. It could find some support on the 21, but certainly been pushing up strongly at the moment and testing prior highs here on the near-term highs, and broken them, most of them at least. We're pretty close to absolute highs at the moment. So we are. News-wise today, see any Aussie news out there? We've got at 9:30, we've got retail sales, UK retail sales, that can create some volatility for the pound. And as I say, there's the EU Economic Summit on today again, so watch out for volatility from any Brexit chit chat. Okay, and that's it. Have a great day. Bye for now.